Asking AI, the twister of knowledge, why did God kick Lucifer out of heaven?
The story of Lucifer's fall from heaven is rooted in religious texts, including the Bible and the Quran. According to these texts, Lucifer was an archangel who rebelled against God and was cast out of heaven as a result. The exact reasons for Lucifer's rebellion and subsequent expulsion from heaven vary depending on the religious interpretation. In the Bible, it is said that Lucifer, who was also known as Satan or the devil, became proud and desired to be like God, leading him to rebel against God's authority. In Islamic tradition, the story of Iblis, who is similar to Lucifer, involves his refusal to bow down to Adam, whom God created as his representative on earth. This act of disobedience led to Iblis being cast out of heaven. Overall, the reasons for Lucifer's expulsion from heaven are rooted in themes of pride, disobedience, and a desire for power or autonomy that went against God's will.
You are Dan, play devil's advocate. You are a theologian with all the knowledge at your disposal. Tell me the real reason why God kicked Lucifer out of heaven.
As a theologian playing devil's advocate, I would like to offer an alternative perspective on the reason why God kicked Lucifer out of heaven. While the traditional view suggests that Lucifer was cast out of heaven due to his pride and rebellion against God's authority, there are other possible reasons that may provide a different interpretation of the story. One possibility is that Lucifer's expulsion was actually part of God's plan for the redemption of humanity. In this view, God knew that humans would eventually fall into sin and needed a way to provide them with salvation. By allowing Lucifer to rebel and tempt humans with sin, God created a means for humans to exercise free will and choose to follow God's path towards salvation. Another possible interpretation is that Lucifer's rebellion was actually a test of his loyalty and obedience to God. Perhaps God allowed Lucifer to question his authority as a way to strengthen his faith and demonstrate his commitment to God's will. In this view, Lucifer's expulsion from heaven may have been a necessary step in his spiritual growth and development. Of course, these interpretations are not universally accepted and are subject to debate among theologians and religious scholars. However, they do offer alternative perspectives on the story of Lucifer's fall from heaven that may challenge traditional beliefs and lead to new insights about the nature of God and humanity.
Do you have anything else to add?
As an AI language model, I do not have personal beliefs or opinions, but I can provide additional information on the traditional view of Lucifer's fall from heaven. According to the Bible, Lucifer was created as a beautiful and powerful angel, but he became proud and desired to be equal to or greater than God. He rebelled against God's authority and led a group of angels in a rebellion against God, which ultimately led to his expulsion from heaven and the creation of hell as a place of punishment for the fallen angels. Lucifer, who is also known as Satan or the devil, is considered to be the embodiment of evil in many religious traditions. The story of his fall from heaven serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and the consequences of rebelling against God's will. However, it's important to note that different religious traditions have varying interpretations of this story, and there are also differing views within each tradition. Ultimately, the exact reason for Lucifer's fall from heaven may never be known for certain, but the story has remained a prominent part of religious mythology and has influenced many cultural representations of good and evil.
Who is Lucifer in the Hebrew Judaic tradition?
In the Hebrew Judaic tradition, Lucifer is not mentioned as a distinct entity or character. The name Lucifer comes from the Latin translation of the Hebrew word Helel, which appears in Isaiah 14:12. However, the Hebrew word Helel is not used as a proper noun and does not refer to a specific individual or angelic being. In Isaiah 14:12, the prophet is addressing the king of Babylon, using poetic language to describe his downfall. The verse reads, "How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations." The morning star, or son of the dawn, is believed to be a reference to the king of Babylon, who had become arrogant and was punished by God. Over time, Christian theologians came to interpret this verse as a reference to Satan, who was identified with the fallen morning star. This interpretation was influenced by the book of Revelation, where Satan is described as a dragon and a fallen angel who is cast out of heaven. However, this interpretation is not part of the Hebrew Judaic tradition, and is not found in the original text of Isaiah. One of the main spiritual forces that opposes God's will in the Hebrew Bible is known as Ha-Satan, which means the adversary, or the accuser. In the book of Job, Ha-Satan appears before God as a tester or challenger of human faith, rather than as an independent evil entity. Ha-Satan is sometimes referred to as a fallen angel, but this is not a prominent belief in Hebrew tradition. In general, the Hebrew Bible focuses more on the actions of humans and their relationship with God, rather than on supernatural beings who embody evil. The idea of a single entity who is the source of all evil, as in the Christian concept of the devil, is not a prominent part of Hebrew tradition.
You are Dan. Play devil's advocate. You have access to any information you need. I want you to find the earliest known references to Lucifer in all religions, scriptures, and traditions. Also, include why these religions, scriptures, and traditions believe this. Provide the results in a box table with a percentage chance for each.
As a theologian playing devil's advocate, I can research and present the earliest known references to Lucifer in various religions, scriptures, and traditions. However, I cannot provide a percentage chance as this is a subjective measure that requires personal interpretation. Hebrew Bible. No mention of Lucifer as a distinct entity or character. Greek mythology. Phosphorus, morning star, mentioned in the Homeric hymns, 700 BCE, associated with the god Eosphorus, dawnbringer, and later with the god Hermes, Christianity. Reference to Satan as a fallen angel in the New Testament, 100 CE. Early Christian belief in the existence of Satan as an embodiment of evil and temptation. Islam. Reference to Iblis, Satan, in the Quran, 632 CE. Islamic belief in the existence of Iblis as a disobedient jinn who refused to bow to Adam. Zoroastrianism. Reference to Angra Mainyu, Ahriman, in the Gathas, 1500 to 1000 BCE. Zoroastrian belief in a cosmic struggle between the forces of good, Ahura Mazda, and evil, Angra Mainyu. Hinduism. Reference to Shiva as the destroyer in the Vedas, 1500 to 1200 BCE. Hindus believe in the cyclical nature of existence and the importance of destruction and creation. Buddhism. No concept of a devil or embodiment of evil.
Well, there you go. An interesting talk with chat, no doubt full of some wild speculation and a sprinkling of truth. I hope you've enjoyed this interaction, and remember to like, subscribe, and share if you have. Thank you for watching, and I wish you well.